ACCs in more than 25 years. 1998, the last time that happened. Sean Kinney alongside four-time ACC champion Trent Hidley. Well, a lot of firsts this year at these ACCs. Probably the biggest storyline, the first ACC championship for Stanford. And the Cardinal have not disappointed so far today.
They've looked great so far, starting off with Tyler Knox. A big win by him. Jade Nabis kind of lit the roof on fire with a big pin. And then freshman Grigor Chalakian coming up with a big win over Sonny Santiago. Stanford's looked great. You got to keep that momentum going into this tournament, as you said, the first time in the ACC tournament.
One under the note, Virginia having a good first round. Both Geoffrey's picking up wins. Jack at 149, and just a few moments ago, Michael Geoffrey, a win over Pitt's Dylan Evans. 174, maybe the deepest weight in the ACC. Just tons of talent. This is a wide open field. And how about this 4 versus 5 matchup with Matty Singleton and Lennox Wolak. Singleton gets to his offense. No points awarded. And now the 3 as he gets to behind, brings Wolak back down. Frantic action out of the gates here.
This is one of the most exciting matchups of the day. As a 4 and 5 seed, it's kind of crazy to see it this early, but Wolak is really dangerous. Singleton's also really good upper body. You notice Wolak showing some of that scrambling ability. And then as Matty Singleton goes to mat return, he looks for a roll. Be ready for that from Wolak. He'll roll from anywhere, and he also likes being an upper body. He'll force an elevator. He's not afraid to go big.
Wolak gets the escape. 2-time NCAA qualifier, both times wrestling for Columbia. His first year in Blacksburg. Coach Tony Roby and Virginia Tech. 3-1 deficit, opening minute in this first period.
Yeah, this is a big get for Virginia Tech. Really hard to fill the shoes of a guy like Mekhi Lewis and what he's meant to the program. But going out and getting an All-American is a great way to start. Well, a little bit of an up-and-down season, but he's proven that he can perform when the pressure's high. And right now, this is a huge match to get him kickstarted in the postseason. In the dual meet, a little bit similar, a lot of time in this over-under position. Singleton, really good upper body, which kind of is hard for Wolak to get to those throws. But like I said, he's very dangerous, and he can get those throws on anybody.
Talked about the great Mekhi Lewis, the 4-time All-American, the NCAA champion, 2-time finalist. Big shoes to fill. Wolak driving his pressure forward. Singleton disengages, right back to it.
Yeah, you see Wolak really tries to force that left side underhook. What he does is he goes left underhook, and when the guy returns underhook, he goes overhook and tries to jack him up. He's got a judo background, so he feels really comfortable there. But Singleton's just been doing a great job of matching that. The key for Singleton is going to be controlling the pace here, right? You got an early takedown, control the center of the mat, don't let Wolak get to those dangerous positions.
A lot of pressure being applied right now underneath. Working off that front headlock position. Wolak both wrestlers scooting their way near the edge, and we'll get a stoppage with 36 seconds. Mentioned the judo background, extensive Greco-Roman background as well for Lennox Wolak. Relies on those counters, those big moves with the upper body, the ability to throw feet to back. All part of his arsenal.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there. Singleton's got to do a better job of clearing that underhook when it gets in. Oftentimes when you get an underhook in, once you get it locked in, then you get then you have the ability to start pressuring and taking ground. And that's what Wolak's doing here towards the end of this first period. If you're Singleton, when you feel that hook in, you got to slip out of it quick. Don't let him get set with his elbow high.
Holding this position, first period comes to an end. Matty Singleton behind the early takedown. A 3-1 lead.
Both guys very strong with legs, so I would expect both guys to try to explode off the whistle to not let the top guy get settled in, because once they get him in, it's really hard to get out.
Singleton back healthy this year. Had surgery on his hand a year ago. Actually had a couple of stints with that hand injury that really took him out of the fray. They utilized the redshirt, talented young sophomore from Moreland, Georgia, Woodward Academy.
And we talked about Wolak's upper body experience and judo background. Matty Singleton also has really good Greco-Roman background. He made a U20 Greco World team back in the day, and also made a U20 freestyle team and won a bronze medal a few years back. So a lot of freestyle international experience for both of these guys.
Singleton winning that bronze at the U20 Worlds a couple of years ago in August of 23. Having a tough time getting out from underneath. Wolak with the ride, trailing 3-1 right now. Virginia Tech NC State.
And you see Wolak doing a good job of riding that ankle on the right side and trying to attack the the head and shoulder area of Singleton and try to eventually get that leg in.
Wolak repositioning. Had that wrist control, now maybe working a bar series here. The official keeping a close eye on that arm. So Wolak with possible arm bar. Let's see what he wants to do with it. He has that arm pinched on the lower back of Singleton.
Yeah, good job by Wolak of getting Singleton broken down and then getting that arm on the back. He's looking big here. Singleton did a good job of getting to his feet early there. If you stay down on your knees and you let Wolak get that pinched, that's trouble. Singleton did a great job of exploding to his feet and taking shoulder over the top to get his one.
Singleton bloodied after that last exchange, so he will go off into the corner for the blood timeout.
Yeah, not a bad thing right here for a little bit of a reset for both guys. Wolak towards the end of that first period was getting a really good pressure with his underhook, and now as you get back from the break here with 46 seconds, he really wants to get back to that position and look to get to a takedown. He's gotten Singleton in the front head position a couple of times and hasn't been able to score, so be interested to see if he goes back to that or if he tries to stay upper body. If you're Singleton, get back to those leg attacks. He had a great attack, got the leg off the mat and scored. Don't fall into the trap of trying to go upper body the entire match. Don't forget about your leg attacks to try to expand your lead.
Well, these two programs, North Carolina State, Virginia Tech, you have to credit both these coaching staffs for what they have done over the past decade. 11 of the last 12 tournament titles going to one of these two schools, and then the excitement that they bring throughout the course of the year in the regular season duel. You go to Raleigh and Reynolds, you go to Castle and Blacksburg. It's one of the better college wrestling environments.
It's one of the best rivalries in the country, and I think you're seeing that year over year. This year was no exception, even though the Domi was, you look at the final score, a little lopsided in favor of Virginia Tech. There was a lot of really close matches, and they do an incredible job in Castle Coliseum, and when it comes back to Raleigh, the fans love it. So it's one of the best rivalries to be a part of, and I was lucky to be a part of it as well.
So they plug up Singleton's nose, and we go back to it. Wolak with 1:07 of riding time, 40 seconds to go, second period. Matty Singleton relying on that first period takedown, the difference right now. Yeah, this has been a familiar position, though, Trent, this front headlock for Wolak.
Yeah, both things kind of happened at once. I said if you're Matty Singleton, get back to your leg attacks. He took a single, Wolak put him right back into that front headlock. He's got to push and snap. All right, don't let Singleton get comfortable here. Pressure, snap, release, look for your go-behinds. So he's kind of forcing a front three-quarters here. It's a little unconventional, but he'll do a lot of different moves like this.
Well, this is the little unconventional. Now he tried to snap around to the side, get to the corner, but Singleton would not allow him. And as expected, that plug popped out.
Yeah, more blood. I like what Wolak did there with the front three-quarters. Threaten that, and then as Singleton pulls that back, try to jump over far side. He does a great job of using his leverage. He's got long arms. He knows that he can put guys in dangerous positions, and he's not afraid to put them there.
Lennox Wolak has been close. He just hasn't quite figured out Matty Singleton as you go back to this last exchange.
Yeah, you see that. Threatening that front three-quarter, get Singleton to put his hips back and then try to jump over quick. Singleton was able to get his arm in the way. Just a lot of pressure on the head and neck area there. Now looking back at the dual meet with these two guys, Singleton was able to get back points off of Wolak rolling on bottom. So I think maybe game plan looking into this, only down by 4-1. You probably want to try to avoid getting to rolls because Singleton's good at following hips. Get to your feet, get to foreshore one, and then go try to look for your takedown on the mat. Don't try to create a too crazy scramble and put yourself in a position where you could give up further back points and allow Singleton to build his lead.
The adjustments made when you face an opponent, especially twice in a short amount of time. These two met in the final Friday night duel of the year, and now here we are 2 weeks later, toe-to-toe, stakes even higher.
And now what I forgot to mention is Wolak, with 107 of riding time, is going to take neutral, right? So instead of going bottom and allowing Singleton to take that away, he's going to go neutral, put himself on his feet, and try to win this match on his feet. You know, right now, 4-1, but technically 4-2 with Wolak. If he secures riding time, if he would get a takedown, it would be 4-4 with riding time continuing to build up.
See the frustration with Singleton with the nostril and this nose that just will not stop bleeding as it popped out. They're going to go right back onto the mat to do some quick cleanup work. Matty Singleton won 4 Georgia State championships. He was a coveted recruit for Pat Popolizio coming out of Woodward Academy. Spent some time with Compound with Lee Roper, Cliff Fretwell, and 2 good guys to learn from through your younger years. One of the big 3 at Woodward at the time, and those state titles. Won titles at 38-60 and then 182 his final 2 years before arriving in Raleigh.
Yeah, Singleton was part of kind of that core group growing up in Georgia with Caleb Henson that was really good, and now they're on the college scene making their impact. Be careful here. He's got that elevator. If you're Singleton, you can't allow him to roll you through. Got to get your hips in and try to slam his hips down. I wouldn't be surprised if he lets go of it, but he's staying on it. Wolak feels comfortable here. He got rid of that underhook. That's big. Now get that foot off the mat. This is a key position here in this match. See how Singleton's getting that foot off the mat, but Wolak just does a great job pressuring down. Ends up doing his attack of his own. In on the single, he's got to pull the leg back in. Singleton's good defensively here when his leg's in the air. Wolak's got to bring that leg back in just like he's doing. Look for the trip. Bring that foot back in more. Singleton sprawls, get back to a good position. If you're Singleton, you got to get off of it now. Get back to your sprawl. Continue to stuff the head. Don't let Wolak pull this in. Towards the edge of the mat, too. Wolak slips his head back to high C. Good finishing position.
What a scramble, a terrific scramble late here in this third period.
Wolak's got to build up. Shin whip by Singleton, back in on a single. 20 seconds left. You can't go out of bounds if you're Wolak. You got to finish it here. Bring that leg off the mat. He attempts cradle. Singleton gets the leg back out of bounds. 3 seconds left. It's going to be a win for Singleton. What a crazy scramble to finish that match. NC State fans love it.
A scramble that lasted over 70 seconds.
Man, Wolak was in just really good position. Singleton kept using his hips, getting his head off. Wolak would build back up, get the leg off, and it was just, wow, back and forth. Great scramble between both of those guys. I was really impressed by Wolak. Man, that's not an easy position to wrestle in, but Matty Singleton got it done, got his leg back to the mat for the sprawl. Big win to put him into the semifinals later.
We knew that was going to be one of the highlight matches in this opening round, and it did not disappoint.
Super impressive wrestling by both. What I liked is, Wolak is so comfortable